programming of your seats, instead of just pressing the 1 and holding it like in your CTS, now you actually have to press and hold 1 and set at the same time. When you do that, you'll hear an audible beep letting you know that it's programmed. That'll also work for number 2. The other neat thing is now you can actually program where you want the exit seat to be. So when you shut off the vehicle, the seat won't go all the way back if you don't want it to. You can have it go halfway back, so that way it's still easier to get out and whatnot for you.
Steering wheel go up too?
Steering wheel will go up as well too, so that way it's easier to jump out.
So set and hold that same way?
Yep, set and hold it the same way. The set button and then the exit button at the same time. Press and hold until you hear the audible sound. The other new thing is if you ever accidentally press the lockouts for the back windows, this is also child locks for the rear doors. So if anyone was sitting back there, they couldn't get out because that's also child locks now for the new system. On the left of the steering column here, these will be the controls for the heads-up display, the color heads-up display. The button on the left here will be the adjustment for the height up and down. The middle button will be for the info. You can have different information displayed on the heads-up. Yep. And then the far right button will be your brightness of the heads-up display, or shutting it off completely if you press
Turning it on
down.
is how?
Turning it on, you just press the button up to adjust the brightness. So you'd have to brighten it up to turn it on. To turn it off, you just press it all the way down, and the brightness will slowly fade away to then turning off. Now the parking brake is electronic, so instead of having the pedal on the floor, you just pull this towards you and it will apply the emergency or the parking brake. To release it, all you would do is you'd press on the brake and then you push this forward and then it would release your parking brake. Steering wheel, yours was powered on yours as well too, so it's the 4-way in and out, up and down as well too, just like yours. On the back side of the steering wheel will be the course paddle shifter, the magnesium paddle shifters. I'll have to turn on the vehicle here to so you can see the buttons. If you want, I'll actually have you sit in here while on the left side of the steering column here, this will be for your adaptive cruise control that you can turn on and off. This will be electronic disengage for the cruise control. Slow down and speed up would be pressing down or up, and then set resume. Now if you press up slowly, you'll feel 1 click, and if you press again, you'll feel 2 clicks. The first click up will be to increase the speed by 1 mile per hour. The second click up will increase it by 5 miles per hour. So it'll go from like 70 to 75 to 85 if you press it twice up. So just a heads up with that. Heated steering wheel, this will be for your adjustments for the gas, for the adaptive cruise control and forward collision alert. So you can actually adjust the distance that you want it to be behind the car in front of you. You'll have the far setting, the medium, and then the near setting. So by adjusting that, not only does it do the sensors for the forward collision alert, but it'll also adjust the gap between the vehicle in front of you and what you have your cruise set at as well too, with this full-time adaptive cruise control. The voice commands for the radio will be, the top one here will be for the voice commands. The bottom one would be to hang up on the commands. If you press on the voice command,
command please,
it'll give you the list of the different commands. You can also control what you see for the commands by pressing up or down on this toggle switch on the right. If you didn't want to say the command, all you'd have to do to select it would just be to press
say a phone command
and hold that, and then they'll read it out real nicely for you as well too, which is slick. And again, to hang up, if you didn't want to do a command anymore, just press the hang up button. This will also do double as your answering your Bluetooth phone or hanging up your Bluetooth phone. Volume controls for the radio will be on the right side of the column here. Going through stations that you save in the radio will be the left side here. Now they call this the 5-way controller. That's for all the information in here. And there's multiple different layouts that you can see. This is the 12.4-inch customizable display. What you do is you're going to be pressing left or right, and you're going to see what gets highlighted by a kind of a red lining. If you
Okay.
look real close, you'll see the red lighting around whichever thing you have selected, and then you could press down or up. This will be kind of like your main menu, which you can look at all the information on the vehicle. Once you're on what you want to select, like the vehicle information, you just hit select, and you can press up, down to go through any of that information you want to look at. Distance, speed limits will show in there, and that's all customizable of what you actually want to see in there as well too. If you don't look at battery volts, or you don't look at oil life or different things like that, you can actually deselect them out of there so it's less stuff to go through. To do so, what you're going to look for is you're going to go over to the right here, right in this menu here, press down through it until you get to the settings. In the settings, you're going to look for info pages, and when you hit select on there, this is what's going to show up right in here. So trips, your trip to, fuel range, and whichever ones has the little bubble on the right there are the ones that are going to show up. If there's no bubble, it will not show up at all. So you can select which stuff you do not want to show up there or what you would like to see in there. But there's an array of different options that you can select from, which is based upon a person's comfort level of what they want to see. The other thing you can look at in here, you can have your phone contacts and everything show right up in here. Press down one more time. Navigation information can show up in here. And the last one will be your radio. It'll tell you the radio station that you have playing. And then whenever it shows a select at the bottom there, it lets you know that you can look at more information on it. You can look at the radio media, select between there. You can browse your media. So if you had like a USB plugged into the vehicle with music on it, you can look through all your music that you have on there, or look at your favorites or anything like that. So just a heads up, if you see a select, that means there's additional information you can look at as well. Go back over. Now in this menu here, this is where you can go and look at, have your navigation actual map show up on there, as well as the digital speedometer, or just the regular TAC, and then back to the settings. From the settings menu is where you will look at your display layouts, because you can have actually 4 different displays in here. You click down the display, press and hold, and then you can look at simple, balance, enhance, and this one is the performance. But if you go to the balance, it'll be more like the typical layout that you would see with a car that didn't have a digital display. But then with that, you just back out. Whenever you see the back here, lets you know that's how you can get out of that information and be able to scroll through whichever new information you want to see. But now if you press left or right on this balance, you'll see the red highlights for both sides. So whichever side you want to adjust, and you can press up, down through there as well. It'll save your camera footage for all of them. I could go through all of them, but I'm guessing you only have probably so much time on there. But I mean, it'll basically be duplicates of what's shown on here. You can get the same information on any one of the layouts as well. I'll jump in here on the other side and we'll touch base on the radio.
Let's close this just for the camera.
All right, and we'll start here from the left to right. You got, of course, your emergency lights. This will be the lane departure warnings, which you can turn on or off just by selecting it. You'll see a little orange light that'll let you know that that's on. The glove box will be on the top right here. This will be for the rear park assist, turning that on or off, for the rear and the front park assist. It also does the rear auto brake. It controls that as well too, which what that does is when you're backing up, if there's all of a sudden a car behind you and you didn't see it, it'll actually start applying the brakes to fully stopping you, so that way you don't run into it.
Okay. Does that, once you have it on, turn the ignition off, restart the car?
Does it reset back to on? It's a very good question. I would say it does, because there's actually no light for it, so it's kind of just like traction control. It automatically resets to on. And actually, this is the cool new feature that you have. This is for your parallel parking. You can actually parallel park the car will automatically parallel park for you. All you have to control are the brakes and the shifting it from drive to reverse. It will do all the steering for you. The way that works is when you press on it, it'll say advanced park assist. It says right now it's not available, but the way it works is you'd have it in drive, and you'll drive alongside the vehicles that you're looking to parallel park to, and it'll let you know when to stop, and it'll sit there and do the whole works for you, which is pretty cool. And we can try that out too if you like as well. Now for the radio here, you're going to see these two little black outlets here. These are actually the proximity sensors. So when you bring your hand up to the screen, all this additional menu options show up. But if you keep your hand away from the screen for about 20 seconds, it'll automatically disappear for you, which is kind of slick. The controls on here, you actually do not press the chrome on here to operate it. You're actually going to press right above it where the actual picture is. So this is your power button, or to completely turn off the radio. So if you click on here, it actually will mute the radio. But if you press and keep your finger on there, it'll turn off your radio completely and just show the clock with today's date. The volume controls, you'll just slide your finger right above here.
But they didn't.
And you increase and decrease it by going back or forth. The temperature controls for driver's side, up or down. And then of course passenger. And then you got your fan speeds. And then you have your off by clicking right in the middle here. What I always tell customers, put it on the auto setting, because that way it'll automatically get to the temperature you like. If you're too hot, just press down to cool it down. If you're too cold, just increase the temperature, because it'll automatically kick on your AC for you as well too. Of course, your heated seats, heated and cooled seats, 3 settings, high, medium, and low. You'll notice a little bit of vibration on the screen. That's just letting you know that you have touched it. Right below the screen, this is the only time where you would touch the chrome piece. If you put your finger on it, it'll reveal the hidden compartment underneath, which they'll have the USB plug-in in there. And then they also have a microfiber cloth for the screen as well to clean that up. And now onto the radio here.
With the turning the compressor off on the air conditioner and keeping, like right now you got it on auto.
Yep.
And a lot of times I'll just kill the compressor and the fan keeps going and so on.
The way that you would do that is you'd have to get to the climate control. This will be your home button, so kind of like your smartphones. It will show kind of your, I like to call these like your applications now. To answer your question with the air conditioning, you would hit climate, and then you would touch right on this AC mode.
Okay.
And it'll turn it off. The fan speed will still be on auto, and then of course where the air is coming out will be on off. So that way it will dim or clean up the windows. Next part in here will be the collision detection system, the alert type. So now the new system with this is the safety alert seats. What they did is they did a study, and they found that people were more receptive to the vibrations in the seats rather than hearing the beeps that comes from the vehicle. So you can either choose to have the beeps or the safety alert seat, which the safety alert seat is the directional seat. It'll let you know if you're crossing the center line on the left side, it'll vibrate on the left side of the seat. If you're crossing on the right side, it'll vibrate on the right side of the seat. It'll also do the same for when you're backing up. If there's a car coming from down the road on the right side, it'll vibrate the right side of the seat or the left side of the seat, or it can vibrate both left and right. You can also adjust the auto collision preparation. This will give you alert and also apply the brakes. So if your crash is imminent, it will actually automatically start applying the brakes for you to help you slow down, so it's not such a severe accident as well too, which is pretty slick. The goal notifier, so when you're actually at a complete stop with the full-time automatic cruise control, it will actually notify you to hit resume. So that way when you're at a complete standstill and the car start moving, it'll give you a little notification letting you know that you can hit resume to start going again. And then you can turn off the side blind zone alert or the rear cross traffic alert. Side blind zone alert will be the indicators on the outside mirrors, and the rear cross traffic alert is when a vehicle's coming from down the road behind you, alerting you as well.
Those are nice to have on.
Yep. Comfort and convenience, we can set up the auto memory recall. You can have it either automatically go to your seat position based on when you open the driver's door or when you press on the button, or you can have it off. What setting do you typically
Ignition.
have the ignition on? The easy exit option, would you like it to back up for you when you shut it off?
I never have, but yeah, let's do that.
We'll try that out.
Yeah.
Next will be chime volume, which is the lowest setting is 17. You can also have the reverse tilt mirrors set up for it. You can have driver's passenger side tilt down, so it has you curb view, or just the driver or the passenger. Nice thing is you have the parallel park, so it actually will parallel park for you, so you don't really have to worry about that.
I always like to watch the curb for the wheels. You know, you don't hit the wheels on the concrete.
Yep. So would you want to have the passenger side on?
Just passenger, yeah.
Okay. And then this is where you can adjust the rain sense wiper blades to turn that on or off. And all you have to do for the rain sense wiper blades is you just put this up one click, and that will be your rain sense is on then.
Okay.
So back here we'll go to the lighting. This is where you can adjust the vehicle locator lights, so when you hit the unlock button, lights outside will turn on and the interior lights will turn on for you too. The exit lighting, when you shut off the vehicle, the outside headlights will stay on for 30 seconds, which is typical. And then the auto high beam. So when the vehicle has a sensor that will see the vehicles coming, it'll automatically go from the highs down to the low beams for you. Once the vehicles go past, it'll automatically turn back on your highs for you. Now the power door locks, typically most people